Jesus calms the storm. The sun had set on the horizon, casting a warm glow over the tranquil waters of the Sea of Galilee. But as twilight deepened, the atmosphere shifted, and an ominous darkness gradually crept into the sky. The once calm sea began to churn, producing ominous waves that crashed against the sides of a small wooden boat. Inside the boat, the disciples, hardened fishermen familiar with the mercurial moods of the sea, gripped the edges in panic. They had faced storms before, but this one was different. Fierce and unrelenting, it roared with a violence that filled their hearts with dread. Thunder rumbled overhead, and jagged flashes of lightning illuminated the swollen clouds, casting eerie shadows on their faces. Despite their experience, fear surged among them like the wave. They tried frantically to stabilize the small vessel that seemed to be at the mercy of the storm, but the wind howled with fury, and water splashed over the sides, drenching them. The boat felt small, helpless against the vastness of the raging sea. "Where is Jesus?" one of the disciples shouted above the cacophony of wind and waves. They had set sail to the other side of the lake with him, and the memories of his teachings still echoed in their minds. But now, amidst the tempest, they could feel an unsettling void where his calming presence should have been. As wind and rain lashed at them, panic gripped their hearts. What if they drowned? It seemed unfathomable to think they might lose their teacher and friend. Driven by fear, they finally decided to search for him, and as they rushed to the back of the boat, they found him there, fast asleep. His head rested peacefully on a cushion, undisturbed by the chaos swirling around them. For a moment, they simply stared in disbelief. "Teacher!" they cried out, shaking him awake. "Don't you care if we drown?" Their voices were filled with desperation, as their world felt like it was coming apart at the seams. Jesus awoke, a tranquil expression on his face, untouched by the anxiety that engulfed his disciples. He stood up from his place of rest, and as he surveyed the wild storm, there was no fear in his eyes, no sense of urgency in his movements. Instead, he looked at the turbulent waves and fierce winds with a calm authority that seemed to transcend the tempest. "Peace. Be still," he commanded. His voice resonated with power, echoing across the tumultuous sea. At his words, the winds ceased instantly, like a light being turned off, and the raging waves began to settle, diminishing into gentle ripples. Silence enveloped the boat as the storm surrendered to his command. The once furious sea transformed into a placid expanse, smooth like glass under the soothing glow of the moonlight. The disciples stood in awe, their hearts racing, their disbelief battling with the enormity of what they had just witnessed. They looked at one another, bewildered and amazed. "Who is this?" they whispered in hushed tones, still trying to comprehend the incredible scene that had just unfolded before them, that even the wind and the sea obey him? Jesus turned to them, sensing their fear and astonishment. "Why are you so afraid? Have you still no faith?" he asked gently, inviting them to reflect on the nature of their trust in him. The question lingered in the air, a challenge to their understanding of his true identity. At that moment, the disciples began to grasp the implications of his words and actions. They had followed him, witnessed his miracles, and listened to his teachings, yet they had not fully understood the depths of his power. This was no ordinary man. They were in the presence of someone utterly extraordinary. Their journey continued, but from that day forward, the memory of that moment in the storm remained etched in their hearts. It became a testament to the authority of Jesus over all creation, a reminder that, even in the fiercest tempests of life, he was present. In the days that followed, whenever the winds howled and the waters rose, they recalled that night on the Sea of Galilee. They remembered the peace that washed over them when Jesus spoke, words that would resonate not just in their minds but in their very souls. The Sea of Galilee would not always be calm, and life would bring many challenges, but they found comfort in the knowledge that, regardless of the storms that surrounded them, they were not alone. They had witnessed the power of Christ, and their faith began to grow. Belief sprouts from moments of awe and wonder, and this would be a pivotal moment in their journey of faith. As they spread the message of Jesus, their story of the storm became a powerful illustration of his divine authority and love. They spoke of how, even amid chaos, hope was found in communion with the one who calms storms, physical and emotional. Through their teachings, they urged others to trust in him, to seek him in times of trouble and uncertainty, like the times they had faced that night. They encouraged those who felt cast adrift to remember that in every storm, Jesus is a refuge, an anchor for the soul. Years later, as they traveled to distant lands, the memory of the storm remained close to their hearts. They would share stories of the calming sea, not merely as a recounting of a powerful miracle, but as a lesson that no matter the chaos, peace is possible through faith. Whenever they encountered doubt or fear within themselves or from others, they would remind themselves and those around them of the truth they learned on that fateful night. They came to understand that while storms may come and go, the presence of Jesus ensures peace, even in the worst of tempests. And so, the story of Jesus calming the storm transcended time. It was a tale of divine authority, compassion, and hope that resonated across generations, teaching all who heard it that no storm is too great for him to calm and that faith can illuminate the darkest of nights. As clouds gathered and tempests raged in the lives of future generations, the message remained clear: the heart that trusts in Jesus would find solace. When storms rage around them, they can call upon his name, confident that he hears them, cares for them, and possesses the power to bring calm to their chaotic waves. And so the disciples traveled on, spreading this transformative message to the ends of the earth. Inspired by a moment of profound revelation on a dark and stormy night, forever changed by the encounter with the one who calmed the storm. As they did, they carved a path of faith for countless others, inviting them to experience the peace of Christ, even amidst the fiercest storms of life. And in every corner of the world, echoes of that powerful night would resonate, carrying the hope of redemption and peace to all who dare to believe. Thank you for watching this story. If it moved something in your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe, not just to support the channel, but to help more people hear the message of hope and faith. We believe that through every storm, every struggle, there is peace available to those who trust in him. And sometimes, a single story is all it takes to remind someone that they are not alone. Until next time, stay strong, stay faithful, and keep your eyes on him, because the one who calms the storm still speaks today.